my curiosity. What are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
Welcome to the new...
Are you already uncomfortable?
No. The new Friday 8:30 tradition, Mr. Curiosity
It's not
podcast.
new anymore. We've been doing this
You see,
for a
she
while.
starts
Do you
out
know
feisty.
how long we've been doing this?
1 year.
It's going to be a year in a couple
That's
weeks.
still new.
Oh, wow.
It's like
We've
our
been
country
streaming.
new at 250.
Good point.
New comparatively to like European countries, but not really that new.
All right, let's do a whole new start. Mindy's going to start.
Okay, sorry. All right, welcome to Mr. Curiosity. Here we are on a Friday morning delivering a live podcast to you that you can also listen to later on.
Wow, that was great.
Wait, we're live?
We're live.
On TV?
Are you nervous? We're live on streaming.
But the audio version of this released every Monday, so you can listen while you drive to work or fold your socks. You guys fold socks?
Yes. Well, I put them together.
Yeah,
I match
do
socks.
Walk, exercise. So here we go. We have questions submitted by you, the great people. brownbag@wnep.com, brownbag@wnep.com. The older ones are here. The newer ones are in this Boss Cobb's bag. We just refuse to crumble them up for some reason.
And now that they're starting to accumulate, no one's going to want to spend the time.
To crumble them up?
Yeah.
You're right. The more time that goes, the more they're just...
Certainly not you.
It's going to
You're going to want to spend the time to crumple them up.
This is going to look like the Book of Deuteronomies in another few weeks. But keep the questions coming, and it's my turn to start.
Yeah.
Is it? I just said that for a joke.
You can if you want.
Do
All
it.
right, I'm going to do it then. Here we go.
You're going OG.
I'm going OG in the bag, and this question is from maybe the OG man himself. Nope, it's from Jocelyn and Kingsley. All right, question for the whole gang.
Okay.
Ooh, this is all of us. Have you ever smoked a cigarette?
Huh.
Oh, now is when it
there
gets
we go.
weird. Now it gets
Now we know
weird.
John's ivory snow persona is going to be sullied, going to be soiled.
So I will start since
Okay,
it was
you-
my
you,
question, and
answer.
I am the oldest.
Yes.
So if you go back to I was born in '66. In the '70s, at my high school, there was still a teacher smoking lounge, and every time a teacher came out of there, you'd see smoke pouring out into the hallways.
Wow.
Smoking was still allowed in many places back then. It was a part of culture, but yet, if you were young, you were told not to smoke.
Yes.
So it was the cool, rebellious thing to do. I couldn't even go into my high school bathroom because you would go in there and it just looked like a cloud of smoke.
Oh, that's so funny.
This is how life was in the mid and late 70s. So my buddies and I, and believe, you guys might find this hard to believe, I'm the goody two-shoes of all my friends.
What?
Almost all of them. There's a couple more goody two-shoe than me. And they would smoke and drag me into their world. And yes, I tried a couple cigarettes back when I was
Really?
like 15, 16, in the woods, and I hated it. And I have never smoked since. Well, no, occasionally. So I'm not a smoker, but I have tried a cigarette, and it's not my thing. John, I think you have a good story.
I don't have a good story, but I didn't grow up with the bathroom smelling like smoke or in the school, but when I was in college, if you went to a bar, I mean anywhere, it was just solid smoke.
Yes.
Everyone was smoking.
Yeah.
And at one point in college, I was out and I was like, I might as well just have a filter if I'm going to be breathing in all that smoke. And so I had a cigarette here or there. But I didn't like
I
it.
can't picture him smoking.
I know, I
can't
wonder.
picture
Can
him.
we recreate this just so
Yeah,
we can
dude.
picture it?
What
You
kind-
can't-
was it like a French guy smoking? Where you're
No.
like,
Did you have one of those
I don't even
long
remember.
cigarettes?
I don't
No?
even remember. I smoked cigarettes. I didn't like it.
yeah,
I
it's,
didn't do
it's,
it
it's
anymore.
terrible. I did it a couple times too in like college, just because it was everybody did it.
And I would say that there were a lot of my friends that smoked in
Yes.
college. A lot of them.
Yeah.
And I tried it and I was just like, ugh.
Nikki, since you're a little bit younger than us, did you have a lot of friends that smoked in college or not really?
No.
Isn't that
Not
interesting?
really.
How it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
I've never smoked a cigarette before.
You-
Good for you.
You have never put a cigarette in your lips.
Never.
I can't
Wow.
believe I'm hearing this.
I am actually really proud of that.
You should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
You should be.
Good
And
job.
Mindy?
I tried a cigarette once and it was so disgusting. I was like, no. I did like smoking cloves though. Have you guys tried cloves? Those are yummy.
I don't think so.
Okay. The clove cigarette's really big with my
I
high
knew
school
that,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, I hated it, so I never did it again. Yeah. Gross.
Here's what's weird about it. And again, it's a human construct. We say it all the time. Okay, you go to a bar. There's a guy sitting there by himself. and he's just sitting there. You think, what a loser. You go to a bar, there's a guy sitting there, and he's like this.
It's different.
All of a
Suddenly
sudden,
he has purpose.
Yeah. different.
Suddenly he looks cool. He looks like a guy you'd see in a movie. Or he's sitting on a park bench and he's like this.
But the thing is, it's also
But
a real
that's pretty-
turnoff, though, too, I think.
What I'm saying
Especially
is,
now.
it's been
Yeah.
programmed into us.
Right.
The James Dean, the guy, the Winston man.
Yeah, I
whatever
get
that-
the James Dean thing, but I do think when I see people smoke, I shouldn't say this. Never mind.
Oh no!
Careful.
Sometimes my feeling towards them goes down
I
a
know
little
it's
bit
now
I'm
being
like,
seen as a dirty.
it's unhealthy.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
It's not a
But
smart choice.
when I went to college, there was still a little bit of a coolness factor
I
to
know.
it back then that I think is gone now.
Unless you're in Europe.
Well, yeah.
And then
it is.
everybody still. Why do Europeans all still smoke? And I think their longevity is pretty decent, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
knows?
Maybe it balances out with fewer processed foods.
And we need to acknowledge all those people maybe who are watching who are now in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. They almost had no choice, and they didn't even know it was a bad thing.
No.
It was
Right.
encouraged.
Right.
It was healthy.
considered a good thing. It could make you thinner.
Yes, healthy lifestyle. Look at you. And now they can't quit.
My grandparents talked about how people would smoke during World War II because they were hungry, and that curbed their hunger.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
whole different. They were smoking in airplanes, in surgery. They were smoking.
Edward R. Murrow was smoking on the news.
On the news, right.
While he was
Yes.
giving the
A
news.
whole different world.
Yes.
What a great question.
Even when we were kids, and maybe not you, just a little bit younger, but it was really hard to get a non-smoking table when you went out to
Yes.
eat.
yeah,
The
yeah.
non-smoking section was like 2 tables in the corner,
what a
and there was
scam.
smoke everywhere.
What a scam that was. It's right over there, non-smoking.
Thought about
Yeah.
smoking sections.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
we had such a goody two-shoes with us. You
I
never
know.
put a cigarette in your
Never
mouth.
put a
Good for
cigarette in
you,
my
Nikki.
mouth.
Nikki, you are amazing.
You know
One
what?
of those funny little ones?
You know what sounds kind of a candy cigarette?
No,
That's not what he's talking about, but go ahead.
Oh, no. So I don't even think I'd know how to do it.
Oh my goodness,
Because,
Mindy,
like,
who is
do you
this?
inhale it? Like, I don't even know how to do
I have never inhaled. I don't even know how to do that. When I did
Yeah, I'm not
try
good at
smoking, it was just like in, and I never. You're supposed to inhale and
Yeah.
take it in.
Into your,
Much-
right into your lungs.
I don't
Much
even
like
know how to-
President Bill Clinton, he never inhaled either. Remember that?
Oh, God. I probably
Well,
look
he
like
said
such
that.
an
He
idiot
said
if I
that.
tried.
But that's true. I don't.
I'm not making it up.
Yeah, I didn't know how to. Did you, John, you didn't say anything. You must have inhaled.
I did.
You.
You didn't, or you
I
did?
did.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I didn't. I can't
did.
inhale.
I coughed up a storm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah.
Nikki, what do you got? Turn us away.
Do you think that's okay?
Oh, wait! Here, John. I'm gonna read.
Don't.
Ring the bell.
No.
Go-
Okay.
yeah, do it.
Oh,
Are
okay,
you
okay.
sure about
Yeah,
this,
sure.
John?
I mean, this is a you three question.
Here we go.
Casey from Archibald wants to know, on a scale of 0 to 10, how cringeworthy do you consider your Make the Move commercials to be? 0, not at all, and 10, extremely cringeworthy.
John, I love how
Okay.
you're bold enough to say.
I
He's bold enough to say do it.
Nikki
Well, give the
asking the
background
questions fine because she's not involved with it.
Right.
She's asking it's all on us now to decide how we're going to handle
Yeah.
this.
But give the background because a lot of folks may not understand.
Okay,
it.
so we have these promos that are done for the station. We call promos like a commercial you see where we're telling our viewers about our news, and the catchphrase that I think is being done at all the stations that are owned by the company that owns us, Tegna, is "Make the Move." Mm-hmm. And so Joe, Mindy, and I recorded these "Make the Move" promos.
Because they made us.
Now, my question before we answer this question is, does corporate listen to the podcast? I need to
People
know.
are going to respect you if you're honest, and don't worry
But
about
I
any
need-
repercussions.
I need my job, so I need to know if do they pay attention? Do they listen?
Maybe.
It doesn't matter. They want honesty.
Do they?
No, they
They
don't.
don't.
I don't know.
Sort of.
Well, we felt it was awkward to say because we are the dominant station. Everyone already made the move. They're watching us. So to tell viewers to make the move doesn't work with us. It may work with other stations, but they already made the move. And no one's watching anything else.
They're already here.
They're already here. There's nothing to move to.
Yeah.
But John, their version was because we made that complaint, they said it doesn't mean make the move like leave your channel and go to ours. What did they say? it
It's
meant?
make the move to streaming.
Yeah.
Which we're in an awkward spot with this now because we have such a huge amount of viewers that we love. Thank you, everybody, that watch us on TV. But now we also have a growing amount that are watching us on streaming. So while we want you to make the move to streaming, we don't necessarily want you to give up on TV.
Right.
So
Just
it's an
do
awkward
both.
space. So,
Yeah.
and let's be honest, I think I can speak for the three of us, and I think you'll agree, we're not three that are very comfortable with promoting ourselves or
So it's a
even the
little
brand.
awkward.
Isn't
Even though
everyone-
we're
yeah.
very proud of the brand, but so when we're recording something like that, it is a little awkward.
It's awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a little cringe there, but this is the
This
business
is
we're in.
the business we're in. There's promotion of it. There's people way above us that are making those decisions, and we're happy to do what we can to help.
And
Do
there-
you wanna
and
give
we
it a
can't say
number?
no.
No, we're not going to give it.
What was 0?
Uh,
The least?
yeah.
Or 10? Yeah, so
0 is the least cringy. 10 is very cringy.
I was like a 1, 2. I don't care.
Oh, I thought you were more of a 6, 7.
No, I'll do whatever they say.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
fine.
care. I don't care. Whatever. I'm beyond that.
Nikki's the only one who got my joke.
I've been
That's
doing
all
it
right.
my
The
whole
only,
life,
the only
maybe.
thing I will say is sometimes I get tired of seeing myself on TV.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. We
it
see
runs a lot
these
of commercial
promos
breaks,
too
and
much.
it's like I
yeah.
don't want to see myself anymore.
I know.
Yeah, it's way too often. But is it your turn now? I was about to
yeah.
grab one. That was Nikki's. I
You going
forgot.
for the boss guy's back?
Yeah.
Wait, you hesitate.
I
Did you
did
see the
hesitate.
hesitation?
He had to
was
think.
like,
I'm going.
all right.
He's picking from the middle, cutting it thin to win.
All right, this is for
Spin
Betty.
to win. Could
Betty.
be a new motto.
Good morning, gang. What's your most unusual food combination? Oh, she's got a double question here.
Oh.
What's your most unusual food
Is that allowed,
combination?
John?
And what do you do to unwind? Fun fact. Joe came to our tractor parts company store and did a book signing when the weather book came out in the 80s. I sent him a pic a few months ago. This is Betty Brote from Bloomsburg.
Oh.
Cool.
Did she say 80s?
80s.
That's not true.
No.
I didn't start here till 90.
When was your book? So,
What book?
the weather book?
Your weather
The weather
book.
book. That was early 2000s.
Okay.
Okay.
So not that long.
Mid 2000s even. Late 2000s.
All right, so let's start with your most unusual food combination.
Yeah, John, what's yours? It's your question.
I don't think I'm very unusual with anything. I can't think of something that I do that would be like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
he mixes those two.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
very
either.
typical with what I mix. Hamburger, French fries, like
Peanut butter
Right.
jelly.
peanut butter jelly.
I think it's odd that people think it's odd that I dip my pierogies in ketchup.
Yeah, that is
But
weird.
anyone who's
that's
from this
different.
area, that's normal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I
other
could-
people think that's odd.
Okay.
So you
I-
guys don't do that?
Not
What
usually.
I
Ketchup
do
and
at
pierogi?
a church bazaar, which has made some church people gasp, is the potato pancakes. Instead of using the applesauce or the sour cream, I like to dip them in ketchup as well.
Oh, me
The
too.
potato pancakes.
Well, that's like dipping a French
But
fry.
that's
Right.
not. That seems to be frowned upon.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's frowned
Upon.
Yes.
I do like dipping my French fries in a combination of mayonnaise and ketchup.
That's
That's
okay.
good.
though.
Mix
That's a
those
little-
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but
and
still
then,
acceptable.
and then Heinz even made mayo chup
Oh, that's
because
true.
people were doing that.
Well, what about the pickle pizza? You liked that.
I liked it surprisingly, but I think that's a weird combination. But I
Pickles
did
and
like it.
Definitely weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Pickles on your pizza.
That's bizarre. That's
They're
just
salty.
That's just people looking for attention.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's
it
really,
is.
it's
people-
flavorful.
That's just
Looking
looking
for
for attention. Just have a piece of pizza and leave it alone. Stop it.
You can
Nikki,
put
did
pickles in
you-
your
I
pizza.
can't think of anything.
You're not abnormal?
No.
Well, what do you do to wind down?
What do you do to
Oh,
unwind?
I like to read.
Same. I read every night before I go to bed.
Go for a
Same.
walk, go for a hike.
Is that called winding down, though? I think they mean wind down. You can't do anything.
No, you know what I really don't do much of at all anymore is just sit and watch TV.
Me
Yeah.
neither. I
I've
never,
just kind of,
ever,
I used to in
ever
the
do
evening
that.
when I worked the normal shift.
Oh, you don't do it
watching
on this shift. No, you don't do it
was
on
something
this
I do.
shift.
I don't watch TV hardly at all. All I watch on TV now is live sports.
It's weird on this shift to just
Yeah.
sit and watch TV because you're
Because
like,
when it's
middle
relaxed
of the
TV
day.
time, we're going to bed.
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
wake up
And it just
early.
seems weird if it's light out and I could go do something
In the middle
outside
of
to
the
just sit
day,
and watch
yeah.
TV.
You feel like you're committing a murder. If it's light out in the afternoon and you're at home watching TV, I feel like, oh my God, the
Guilty.
cops,
It's a crime.
the cops
Yeah.
are coming to get me.
Yeah.
Cops are gonna-
The cops
It's
are going to come
true.
and take me away.
No, I don't.
So
I
you don't
think
unwind.
That's one of the hardest things about this shift is the unwind time. you don't get unwind time, especially if you have like young kids and stuff. It's just like getting that time. Now you do unwind in the bathtub, I feel
I was going to say, so this, a lot of
Yeah.
people, they laugh at me, and I don't get it. I think you've been brainwashed to think it's for children. I take a hot bath every night from about 6:30, sometimes till 8. Usually it's just
Wow.
an hour. That's my way of saying, read, get information, relax.
It relaxes
blood
your
pressure
muscles.
drops.
Yeah.
Then I get out of the tub, and I'm ready to go to bed at like 7:30, 8 o'clock to wake up in the middle of the night and come here. I love it. I can't.
think that's
I can
great.
even say that's the highlight of my day.
Nice.
Every day.
Well, and it's
taking a bath.
interesting too because we know your personality. You're always in a hurry, so you would think a shower would be the way to go.
Yeah, for him,
because
I'm
that's
so
so
Yeah.
I
much.
hate taking a shower.
It's so much faster.
Even
To
though
me,
that's
the
so
whole
fast.
thing is uncomfortable. You're always cold coming out. You're standing
you gotta
there.
Put your little heater on in your.
I hate everything about a shower. I hate taking showers. It's bath or nothing.
Okay.
Nikki, unwind?
No,
You
I
read?
read. I
Yeah.
read every night before I go to bed.
Okay.
Me too. That's what I do.
It helps.
Some saucy titles or no?
Sometimes.
Give
I
us
mean,
some titles. Is it
oh,
adult
I don't
oriented?
remember. I can't think on the spot.
Is it embarrassing?
No, I just read whatever.
Yeah.
Is it from the certain section of the bookstore?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? No. Okay.
He's trying to make this spicy.
He is trying to make it
Trying hard,
something.
but it's not working.
I will say one thing that Rennie and I have started doing once the weather started getting nice, which we haven't had much of it, is just a night or two a week, or not night, but 5 o'clock, sit out in the patio and have a beer
Yeah, that's a great
and
way
just
to
enjoy
unwind.
the evening. And that's a good way to
That's a
unwind.
good
That's a great way to
Yeah.
Yeah,
unwind.
we do that too. We sit out on the deck and it's just listening to the birds.
Not really,
So nice.
doing much, but just enjoying.
You're not going to
outside.
try the bath thing?
No, I love taking a bath. I just always feel like I don't have time.
No. What I do too, I forgot to add this, while I'm taking a bath, I told you I smoke cigarettes and I,
Oh yeah,
and I hold a gun in my hand.
there you go.
Just
I
in
mean,
case.
that's the way to do
Just
it.
in case.
Just in case.
in case.
So, one cigarette in one hand, gun in the other. Don't judge.
Oh
What do you
my
got, Mindy?
goodness.
I don't fit in a bathtub, so.
See, we redid our bathroom recently, and we have this bathtub that's kind of big, and there's a skylight right over it.
Did you get
It's
one of
like-
those big soaker tubs?
It's a
that are
soaker.
the deeper? Because those are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
those are
nice.
nice.
We don't have one of those,
That's
so
great.
if I fill the water, I'm still sticking out.
So you just need to go over to Joe's house and
And take a
borrow
bath?
his soaker
No,
tub.
if I know that there was a naked man in my bathtub, I'll never be able to go in
You wouldn't
again
be able
for,
to use it
for
ever
the rest of my life. No, I'll
Well,
never
you can
be-
wear a bathing suit or
No,
something.
still, it's
I mean-
tainted forever. Can't take that genie, put it back in the bottle.
Well, speaking of genies and bottles and tainted, this question is
Oh,
from
boy.
Dan. I don't know. I feel like the bell needs to be ready. And
Oh.
Really?
Okay. I don't know how to answer this.
Okay.
Tell us about some of the workplace romances,
Oh!
sex scandals, and rumors that took place at WNEP over the years. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm the star of the show. One of them,
Oh,
because
that's
Rennie and
true.
I met here, and
That's true. John
got
Meyer,
married.
you're a scandal. Are you a
I don't know if it
scandal?
was scandalous. I don't know. Were you here yet?
Well, if you
No.
date the intern, that is scandalous.
She wasn't an intern at the time.
You keep saying that, but it wasn't the way it started.
Wait, Mindy, tell me, I don't know this. So there's rumors that
Well, when
what's the year?
Oh, I don't know the year. You probably know the year. But back in the day when the Hugo Slinsky trial was going on,
Okay. John,
she was your intern, right?
She was the intern that was covering the trial with me, but we did
What?
not start dating till like a year after that.
I know, but I'm sure there were
There
little
were
sparks.
yeah, were there
Flying.
flirtations
There were
during the
little
internship?
sparks in the
I don't know.
eyeballs.
Not until she was an employee.
Not on your end?
I think he's a little uncomfortable too.
I
think he
think
is.
so, yeah.
You didn't have feelings for her back then?
Yeah, did you have
I think
feelings
he
for her when
did.
she was
Maybe
an
a
intern?
little.
Yeah.
You thought she was cute.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
was
she
what?
thought you were cute.
I was mid-20s,
So
she
was
was
mid-20s.
22, or I was mid to late 20s, she was early 20s. We weren't that big of a difference in age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Then she started working
Intern.
here, and then it was almost a year later, and then we started dating.
who made the first? Let's go out. You want to go for a walk? Or you want to go for who did that?
I think me.
Yeah. And
It's
what-
funny though,
What
'cause-
did you do first?
Yeah,
What was your first like?
yeah, what
I
was-
don't.
You
I
don't remember?
This could be
now,
the
if I
rest-
say I don't remember, then I'm gonna get.
This could
so
be the
you
rest
put
of the
me- you put me in a
podcast.
really awkward
Did she
spot.
immediately? Was she receptive to your?
Yes. It was the least surprising thing of anyone here at the station when the two of us.
'Cause
started
everybody
dating.
knew.
Everyone knew.
Yeah.
That it was just gonna happen.
matter
in
of time.
Yes.
Did you have to go to HR?
Yeah. Did you have to?
We had to declare
Whoa.
Not at that time, because I don't know if you remember, we had a company that didn't have very strict policies.
Oh, I loved that company.
Yeah, me
That
too.
company
There were
was
not
great.
a lot of
Okay.
policies at all.
Use good judgment or
It
something.
just
I
said,
think that
use
was
your
their
best
thing. Use your best
judgment.
judgment was in
Oh,
our
I love
employee.
that.
Yeah.
The company that bought us after that had a very detailed employee that you then had to fill out a form every
What?
year if there was anything that you needed to declare.
You had to fill out a form
And we
relationship?
had to every year declare that we had a relationship, because in there it advised against an employee relationship.
Oh my goodness.
I think I had to fill that out too because my wife
Oh
worked here
yeah, because
part-time.
then
right.
Dawn worked
Yeah.
here too. So we had to, even after we were married for years, one year Rennie forgot to declare that she was married to a coworker.
And she got in trouble?
She had to then refile
Oh my gosh.
because she had not declared that.
No,
that
she-
was several companies ago.
Yeah.
That owned us.
Now, was she the first intern you came on to, or you don't want to say that? There's a whole string of them?
That's a terrible
Were you like an
question.
intern? Were you like
My
the
God.
I can't believe you would ask
Were you
that.
like the intern guy?
I was not the intern guy.
It's so funny because it's so opposite of John's personality.
I know, we're just
And
busting
that's
him.
why he's like getting embarrassed because he's like, that's not me.
John, I'm gonna,
What is funny is that when I was at my first job in Johnstown as a reporter, I dated a coworker there.
Oh, so this is a thing for
oh,
you.
this is
And
a thing.
then I vowed I will never do that again.
Because it didn't end well.
It didn't end well after like just a couple dates.
Okay.
And I was like, I will not do that again. And maybe that's why it took so long after Rennie and I worked together.
See what comes out here on the
Yeah, this
podcast?
is interesting. This is
So-
stuff I didn't even know.
I know.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of history.
Yeah.
We are.
We want more.
As for all the other stuff, we can't mention it.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there other stuff we can mention?
Oh my
like
God, there's a
workplace
lot more.
romances?
Yeah, but we can't come
I
in
don't
there.
even
You
know,
can't.
Joe, I don't even know them all. Can you
I want you
explain?
to just close your eyes and think about it. There's
Well,
a
I know
lot-
one that I can think
There's
of.
a lot that
Well,
happened.
and
I'm on to the next question.
Let's just
I know people
put
have
this
gotten
out
fired.
there, though, is everyone who's watching that's at a workplace.
Yeah, it's here. It's all over.
happening
the
at
place.
workplaces
yeah.
everywhere. That stuff is
Will
happening.
you let me know the details after we're off the air? Because I really want to know.
Yes, they're
Okay.
so obvious.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
right.
I don't know if I know. them all
Chris
either.
Smith wants to know.
How did we have to delve so privately into my life? And Rennie watches this every Friday. I'm waiting to get
Oh
the
my
text
gosh,
message.
this is my favorite
she watches
podcast.
She watches the podcast.
She
so
needs to join us and bring more details.
She's sitting there like,
That
John.
if I go astray, she's gonna join us. Calling in, and I'm gonna have to hold this up to the microphone.
That poor innocent victim intern.
I know she was so young.
Yes.
My goodness.
Chris Smith wants to know, do you hand wash your dishes at home or use a dishwasher? The dishwasher has come up before here.
Yeah.
So I think we all have
Yes.
dishwashers, but do you still hand wash too?
Some things need to be hand washed.
Yeah, there are
Right,
a bunch
there's
of
always
things
that.
that have to hand wash. It annoys
Yeah.
me.
But a lot
I don't
of
want to
times-
use those anymore.
But a lot of times, don't you dishwash even though you know you may have to hand wash later? Meaning you'll let this thing get it started and I'll finish it off.
Yeah.
You don't do that?
Sometimes I spray that special Dawn stuff on it if I know there's
stuff's
sticky
great.
stuff, and then I put it in the dishwasher so that I know the dishwasher will get it.
I break a lot of rules with the dishwasher, and I hope my wife's not watching. She has these, and this can't be true. These what are they called? The cookware that doesn't stick. The
Oh, the,
Right.
yeah. Teflon
Teflon.
stick.
yeah, all that,
surface,
all
yeah.
those types. And she says, "Now you can't put those in the dishwasher."
Well, you're really not supposed to.
So when she's not around, I put them in the dishwasher.
Oh.
What? So I don't want to be hand washing these things.
See, that's just it. I have to hand wash so much. It's
So
annoying.
I stick them in there when she's not around.
And some people won't put in the dishwasher any pots and pans.
I
and
don't
hand
put
wash
pat-
all
I-
that.
But why?
hand wash
'Cause then
all of
you
that.
can,
You do.
you can get them started and then wash
Well,
them
I
later.
mean, to get it started, all you have to do is put a little water in it,
And leave 'em.
put it on a burner,
Okay.
and turn it up a little bit, and then scrape it off with a spatula, and that gets it started.
Or let it just soak all day. I get
Or
that.
you let
Yeah,
it
you
soak.
can soak, yeah.
But I hate to see dishes left
Oh, that's
anywhere.
going to drive you nuts.
So
The
I
soaking.
can't leave dishes anywhere.
What
So
about
I have
the
to get rid of them
lids?
as soon as possible.
Do you guys have like glass Tupper? I use glass Tupperware for my lunches and stuff because that's better than heating up plastic in the microwave. But then it has the plastic lids. Do you put those plastic lids in the dishwasher?
I do.
Yes.
I put
But
it.
it doesn't go
My
so
husband
well.
says we shouldn't do
They
it.
kind of warp a little.
They warp. That's
Yeah.
okay.
But they still fit
Yeah,
after
they
they're
still
warped.
fit after they're warped.
See, I would rather because I end up spending so much time washing plastic lids. It's
Yeah,
Just
you
put
gotta
them in the
start- You
dishwasher.
gotta
right.
have to abuse your dishwasher more.
all right, I will.
Yeah, use and abuse it. So we none of us hand wash to answer the question?
I hand wash
Or
a
hand
lot.
wash a little bit. I
Some
mean.
things.
Yeah.
I have this wooden cutting board that
Yeah,
I
wooden cutting board. I hand wash that too. I don't put wood in the
Do you
dishwasher.
cut meat on the wooden cutting board?
Usually just vegetables.
I have plastic cutting boards for meat.
I always think if we cut meat on a wooden
The juice
board,
John, I'm
seep in.
wondering, is this a
Oh.
guy thing? I have never used a cutting board in my life,
Are you serious?
and my wife has about 10 of them.
I use
love
them
a
all
good
the
cutting
time.
board.
I
I
have
hate
different
using it because
sizes.
it's another thing to clean.
I know.
and if I'm cooking, I'll just sometimes just do it on a plate.
Yes, or on a paper plate. That's my cutting board. Oh, we only have a minute left. We better get to this. Is it a good one?
Best prison movie of all time. I can't think of one.
Shawshank
It's got to be
Redemption.
Shawshank, right? It's got to
I
be
guess.
Shawshank.
Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, you should.
Nikki, you have to watch it.
I've
It's
seen it
so
a bunch.
good. Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, excellent.
We're going to end this visually. And Mindy, do you agree that Nikki has to get the feeling of smoking a cigarette? Here you go. I rolled up a piece of paper
Remember,
for
I
you.
don't know
for
what
you
to do with
folks
it.
listening.
Don't
go
inhale,
ahead.
Nikki.
Give it. You don't blow on it. You go, you
Remember, I don't know what
you
to
go.
do.
See, Joe's obviously
Wow.
done this before.
You squint your eyes and you take it in.
Yeah, there you go.
I feel like there was a lot revealed on this podcast.
Maybe too much.
Maybe too much.
Yeah.
Can we delete this
Poor
one?
John.
Keep
No.
your questions coming.
We're not deleting and
Brown
starting over.
bag at WNEP.com. Brown bag
Oh, boy.
at WNEP.com. You saw this man squirm. You can make us
and
all
you can ask
squirm.
more questions about John's relationship
No,
if
don't.
you want.
She wasn't an intern.
He's an intern killer.
Poor John.
And keep joining us. We'll do this again next Friday from 8:30 to 9. Podcast available next Monday on streaming outlets everywhere.
See you
Keep the
later,
questions
everybody.
coming.